Shabbat Shalom. It is a Saturday after Focus, and I am still a happy kind of tired. It was a really good time. It was super great just to spend a refreshing week with other good Christian people you find encouraging and uplifting. I'm really grateful for Focus in my life. But the fun doesn't stop. I'm going up to work at the mall in Duluth for a couple hours. So, all done with my shift working at the mall. Thankful for a coworker to come in and cover for me. And now driving down to Minneapolis to catch a flight down to Dallas to see a friend. Should be pretty fun. And it's the closest I've cut a flight in a while. GPS says I should be getting at the airport about 15 minutes after boarding starts and maybe about 20 minutes before the flight departs. So it's going to be a lot of hop stepping to get there, but I'm banking on it working. And if it doesn't work out, Dad has the right to tell me I told you so.
Had me looking low.
Here at the airport, boarding started about 10 minutes ago, but I think I'm going to be able to make it. There's actually something else really cool about the flight today. I'm flying on a new model of airplane.
Thank you.
Make it in time? This is a cool flight because I'm flying on an A220. It's like the newest model of plane that Delta would have received. It's probably only a couple years old. Hi, how's it going?
Doors, one on each side, 2 window exits over the wings, and 2 doors in the back, one on each side.
It's the latest extras in smaller, more regional jets. It's a nice plane. It's quiet, and the windows are big. It's kind of cool to fly on something different for once too. But for the most part, it's just like other planes. First impressions of Texas are that it's hot.
Is available in
Very
the
nice.
terminal garages
My friend should
at
be
no
here any
additional
minute.
cost.
I'm looking forward to finding him. And then we're going to a podcast live show. Good to see you, Abram.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it on time?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. 6:40.
So, I told the vlog we're going to a podcast live show. But can you explain which podcast and why do we find it interesting?
It's called Happy Rant Podcast, and the
Yes.
reason we like them is one, they don't take life too seriously, and that's something that we sometimes need a break from. And so they just rant about just whatever their heart desires at that time, and whatever is going on in culture. And they try to stay out of politics, which I think most of us are pretty grateful that they do that.
Yeah.
And they try to stay out of the really hot button culture war issues like critical race theory and all the other stuff everyone's yelling about. And they just rant about stuff that doesn't matter that much at all. That's why we like them.
It's like sitting with your uncles having fun after a holiday, but it's none of the negative drama.
Yeah.
They've got their own fun, silly drama. They did do one on CRT though, didn't they? But didn't they more just talk about how silly everyone else was about it?
Yeah, I think so. Just how big of like it's the new thing for everybody
Yeah.
to yell about and everybody to have an opinion on and everybody to all of a sudden be an expert in.
Yeah.
There's like a main highway that runs right, or like not a highway, it's called like the terminal road.
I see.
Get on that now. Okay, where I had gone here, I think. See, when I went back around to you, I went back this way.
Okay.
This poor car. You're just gonna have to keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Forward motion.
Sorry, you missed your. I can't let you back up.
So the members of this podcast are all Reformed, and Abram thought ahead and got them the most Mennonite gift ever. A poster of Dirk Willems. It's a classic. I have one in my room, and you have one in your house too, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And then personalized notes on the back about this, us being the Mennonite fan club of Happy Rant. Titus Kipfer is sadly absent, but he also enjoys it. So here's what the... Is it okay if I read the message? Some Mennonites, not unlike some Reformed guys, suffer from chronic Ophalacosis? How do you say that?
I'm not sure. I suspect it means navel gazing.
Ah, yes. Thanks for modeling how not to take ourselves so seriously. We as Anabaptists owe a debt to the Reformers for getting the ball rolling, allowing the Anabaptists to perfect on their theology. Thanks for being a weekly dose of humor and sarcasm. And then there's a personalized message for each of the guys, too, which is kind of cool. This is for Ronnie. Mennonites have some awesome conferences you can attend, even if they run out of evangelical Reformed conferences. Because Ronnie is perpetually traveling off to even design retreats and conferences. Barnabas. Twitter is dying to know, do you agree with your dad's theology? Barnabas being the son of the famous John Piper, and has sometimes voiced frustrations at the territory that comes with expectations when you have a very famous father who has very defined theology. And this one is for Ted. Patrick invites you to Wisconsin for a round of disc golf. Yes, because he dissed it as being one of the whitest sports ever. Which he is a little bit off, because people with melanin have been known to play disc golf. But it is majority white, yes. Nice. Anyway, we're here. It doesn't look like they have the largest fan base in the world, but we're here. We have our posters. And we'll see how it goes.
I'm saying I'm calling my shot right now. I think from an aesthetic standpoint, we're 2 years away from hipster nonsense jumping the shark. So all the like exposed wood and shiplap and ductwork and all the hipster crap that's dominated for the last 15 years, I think we're moving back toward this.
In the church world, you're
In the church world.
Okay. I was gonna say shiplap's not going anywhere in houses.
No, but I think we're.
I think there is a Grand Canyon of difference between the two.
Yeah.
Between Yoda tweeting and nerd Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. One is trying to be just self-consciously argumentative and sort of like, hey, I'm saying a funny word that nobody will understand on purpose to try to put myself into some, whatever that word means, yeah. And I think Yoda tweeting is trying to say something inspirational, encouraging, thought-provoking.
Okay.
Understandable.
Strong argument
but
for
also,
Yoda work.
but also vague enough that it's not like a direct statement. No Yoda tweet is a direct. There's always kind of a
Well,
reflective
it's
openness
meant to be reflective in nature to make you think, whereas like nerd Twitter, it's meant to be like shared between like 4 people that can feel elitist.
Boys have done what we always do, in that we've wandered to and fro throughout a few topics that we brought to the table at lunch. And until next time.
Hi, I'm Patrick Schrock from Northern Wisconsin, and I have a question about friendship.
It's a long way away.
It is. I flew in just this afternoon, actually.
For real?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so your guys' friendship, is it something you guys just fake for the filthy lucre from Dwell?
Absolutely.
I hate these guys.
Dude, when we leave this room, it's 3 taxi cabs going in 3 different directions.
Made him book us at 3 hotels so we wouldn't cross paths.
So if there is something genuine there, yeah, what advice would you have?
You missed the panel discussion we had earlier about this, right?
That's true. We did talk about this, didn't we?
Um,
No, it's a good question, though. It's a good,
It is.
it's a good question, and I want us to do it justice. I mean, I think we did talk about this on the panel. So there's like a mechanical kind of small scale element to this, wherein we are now like in business together, right? So we're on a Skype together once a week, and we talk for an hour. And because of that, I talk to these guys more than I talk to a lot of people. So we have this natural overlap in our lives, and we're doing projects together, and we have a book together, and we have things that are sort of tying us together. But then I think we also have things in common, you know, like the kind of inner ring core tenets of the faith. We share all those things. We may differ on some externals, but like the things that really matter we have in common. So that's pretty big too. And then also like some more peripheral things like sense of humor, we kind of have that in common too. So I think we're hitting on a lot of cylinders, and I think we have the kind of relationship, and we alluded to this in the hallway, where like we don't have to agree on everything to be really good friends. And it's like we're not, you know, I'm not coming at your neck if we disagree on like some piece of minutia. Like it just doesn't matter. Like the friendship matters more, so you know.
Yeah, I think for us, there's that mechanical thing does make things a little bit easier. It would be, in all honesty, be tough to maintain a friendship if the podcast just ended. and we lived in 3 different places, you know, it would be the kind of friend who you text periodically, you keep up with that, when you cross paths at a conference or they come through town, you might grab dinner or something, but the nature of the friendship would change. It's closer because we do talk weekly, and you can mix in conversation before and after recording, but it's not all mechanized. I mean, there's a genuine friendship, but isn't that the case always? Like, proximity and circumstance kind of define friendship in a lot of cases. Like, I'm friends with people because I am in the same building with them daily. I wouldn't be friends with them if I never had that experience. So, but there does have to be intentionality. You know, there does have to be there has to be a mutuality. You know, both sides have to be like, yeah, this is good. I like this. This works.
Gonna need to be another book deal.
Yeah. We need to keep getting paid.
The filthy lucre is nice too. Not gonna lie.
But yeah, I think friendship has probably gotten confused by things like social media and Facebook, where you feel obliged to be friends with people who you never cross paths with, and you kind of miss out on the simplicity of like, this is my next door neighbor, or this is the guy I work with, or these are people I go to church with who really, those are the best people to be friends with. And you should pour more in there. And like, Facebook is more just, it's a little bit like the magazine we were joking about, where you just kind of see the everyday lives and you're like, oh, quick snapshot, moving on. Not really friends. That's a person from your past. You know what I mean? And so I think we don't need to be friends outside of just kind of what works, almost just geographically and circumstantially a lot of times.
Yeah, great question. Come get some swag. Let's clap it up. I saw that name, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, what makes that Mennonite? Talk us through it.
Oh, Dirk Willis was an Anabaptist.
Okay.
He was this particular drawing
Uh-huh.
comes out of the Martyr's Merit.
Yeah.
And it's the story of Dirk Willis was that he was being chased by a cop,
Yeah.
which happened to be, I think, a Catholic.
Okay.
We'll go with Catholic.
Sure,
Maybe
sure.
Protestant. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah.
But anyway, he crossed the ice.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to deconstruct it a little bit, or?
Yeah, we could do that.
How'd you feel about it? I really enjoyed it. It was like one of the first times I like really laughed at like an event like that. That felt really good.
They had us laughing almost the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
One of the funniest moments was one guy, he's quite smug, Ronnie. He's smug about not liking country music. And he had just really put his foot down, and then they played a good Alan Jackson song for him. Right as their segment ended, it was gold. What did you think, Aaron?
Yeah, it was great. Haven't listened to them enough to know all their jokes and everything, but
Yeah.
fun seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of inside jokes with these guys. You really,
Jared C. Wilson.
Yeah.
It was basically a bowing at the feet of Beth Moore for the whole evening. Was an interesting take, but it was good. It's a nice Sunday morning, and now we're going off to church. Where are we at, Abram?
Village Church in Flower Mound, Texas.
Ah. Why have we chosen this one?
It's where Matt Chandler preaches, so we're gonna see if he's here today or not.
Yeah. And if he's going to give any hot takes that we agree or disagree with. No, he's very nice. From what I've seen of him, so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We might be a little bit uncomfortable if the worship's too rowdy.
I doubt it.
But we'll give it a shot.
I'll show you this at length in about 5-6 minutes. Paul is constantly preaching the gospel to people who already know the gospel. Right? It's like, it wasn't just something that was meant to save us, but it was meant to continue to sustain us, even in our life right now, no matter how long we've been following Jesus.
We sing that again, it's loudly as it deserves. Come on. It came the morning that sealed the promise. Your very body began to breathe. Praise Him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
So we just finished the church service, went and got some Hagen Starbucks coffee, and taking a walk around the park here. But what did you guys think of the village church?
It was really cool. It was typical mega church. I mean, it was nothing surprising.
Yeah. A little loud for our sheltered minnow ears.
Yeah, probably. Not too much hand raising, so we didn't feel too uncomfortable.
We did put our hands in the upright position when he asked.
Yeah, we did do that.
Good leadership there, Abram. What did you think, Aaron?
Yeah, it was good. Appreciated Matt's message. It was interesting how a Reformed guy could have so similar a view of salvation and
It kind of did away with the straw man that like they're all faith alone. Like he was talking about the passage, should we sin that grace may abound? And he was pretty much like, if you are sinning that grace may abound, you're pretty much not a Christian.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And he delivered it all very well. Let's keep going. Pretty well. Threw some shade at deconstruction, of course.
Which is good. I think. I think again, it comes back to what do people mean by deconstruction? Do they mean deconstructing certain doctrines, or are they talking about leaving the faith? And I think the one he was throwing shade at was the one leaving the faith, which
the
is
apostasy.
The apostasy part.
Yeah.
Which is, and again, it's kind of one of those things where one person talks about deconstruction, they might mean a totally different thing than the next person.
Deconstructing racism or fundamentalism is sometimes pretty necessary.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a nice Sunday afternoon, and it's a good day of rest for us.
Go get some lunch.
Yes.
Everything come out looking good?
Yes, that's awesome.
You enjoy?
Abram has brought us to a place of Tex-Mex. What do you think of it so far, Aaron?
Pretty good.
What'd you get?
A little bit spicy, but
You got just
I got some brisket tacos.
Nice. And you got fajitas?
Yep.
Nice. And I just got some chicken tacos as well. It looks really good.